Arjun scoffed at superstition. He was a man of logic, a cartographer by trade, driven by facts. Kaala, they called it, the Black Forest, a place whispered to be haunted, cursed, avoided by locals. Arjun, armed with his compass and skepticism, decided to map it. The forest welcomed him with an unsettling silence. The air, heavy and still, carried a strange, sweet scent. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy, casting long, eerie shadows. The deeper Arjun ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. Despite the stillness, Arjun felt a presence, eyes watching him. He dismissed it as his imagination, but a shiver ran down his spine. He continued on, his resolve hardening with every rustle of leaves, every snapping twig. This was just a forest, he told himself, albeit a creepy one. As dusk approached, the forest came alive. Whispers seemed to emanate from the trees, rustling leaves carrying murmured conversations. Arjun paused, his hand instinctively moving to the compass, its needle spinning wildly. Disoriented, he pressed on, the forest pressing in around him, the whispers growing louder. Then he saw it, a faint light flickering between the trees in the distance. Hope surged through him, perhaps a forest dweller, someone who could guide him out of this labyrinth. He quickened his pace, pushing through the undergrowth, the whispers following him, beckoning him towards the light. The light grew stronger, revealing its source. It was a plant, its leaves glowing with an eerie green luminescence. As he drew closer, the whispers ceased, replaced by a deafening silence that felt almost predatory. He reached out to touch the plant, drawn by a force he couldn't explain. A cold hand gripped his wrist. Arjun recoiled, his heart pounding against his ribs. Standing before him, barely discernible in the dim light, was a figure. Tall, skeletal, its eyes glowed with the same green light as the plant. Fear, raw and primal, coursed through him. The figure spoke, its voice a dry, rustling whisper like dead leaves skittering across the forest floor. It spoke of the forest, of Kaala, of things forgotten and best left undisturbed. Arjun tried to speak, to rationalize, but terror choked his words. He was in the presence of something ancient, something powerful, something unnatural. The figure tightened its grip on Arjun's wrist, its touch like ice. Arjun looked into its eyes, the green light seeming to bore into his very soul. He was frozen, trapped in the entity's gaze. The figure pulled him closer, its touch draining the warmth from his body. In that moment, a wave of dizziness washed over Arjun. He stumbled, his vision blurring. The last thing he remembered was the chilling laughter of the figure echoing through the trees, a sound that seemed to devour the very air around him. Then, darkness. He woke to the chirping of birds, the sunlight warm on his face. He was lying on the edge of the forest, the trees a dark, ominous presence in the distance. His compass lay beside him, its needle spinning erratically. He sat up, his head pounding, his body aching. Had it been a dream, a hallucination? He looked at the trees, at the spot where he had encountered the figure. There was no sign of the glowing plant, no whispers on the wind, only the unsettling silence of Kaala. Arjun rose to his feet, his legs shaking. He turned and walked away, not daring to look back. He never spoke of what he had seen, but the forest remained a dark stain on his memory, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lay hidden in the heart of